Hello. How's it going? I got my channel point redeems working again. So now I can floof with channel points. Once again. It was something really stupid. So when you're using the Twitch API, you get a token, and those tokens are only good for like 90 days, I think. So my token had just expired, so I just had to like re-log in with Twitch. Pretty simple. Anyway, I'm gonna work on some stuff with the player character controller state machine. I want to change some stuff in the function signatures of these, because I want to be able to pass the delta, which is the same as like delta time, the time between frames. Pass that into the update state function, and I also want to have an update physics state as well. Yo, how's it going? Things are going pretty good. Tracking is being funky, but my channel point redeems are working again. Ooh. So I don't have to manually trigger them. That was a little silly. Yeah, thanks for the floof. Alright. So I want to go in state here, and yeah, it was my own fault, because Twitch requires, if you're using like Twitch integration, you have to have a token, and those tokens have to be refreshed every 90 days, and I had not done that. So it was acting like my my app wasn't logged into Twitch. But now it is. I fixed it. All I had to do was log back in and have it save the token locally. Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping it would be something simple like that, and it was. So yeah, I'm going through here, and it isn't like that. Oh. I always screw that up. I always put the colon in the wrong place. Well, I'm gonna get funky for a second, because I want to adjust my connect a little bit. See if that gets me slightly better tracking. There we go. Yeah, my connect was like angled a little bit weird. Tracking's still not great. I've been thinking a lot about the VPO and 2.0 today, And I'm thinking I might abandon the Connect stuff for 2.0. It's cool, but it doesn't work as well as I want it to. And to get it to work, it's just gonna be a lot. I might still use it for the face tracking, but I'm not sure. Alright. So we have update state and we have update physics state. We have enter and exit. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the like third person controller stuff. There is a big part of me that wants to rebuild like 2.0 in Godot instead of Unity. And Godot doesn't have a Connect plugin. I need to go back into my Unity project at some point too. For the next version, I might make a toggle for full body tracking. So like if I'm in the like typing state or gaming state, you know, like don't track the arms unless I press a button. And like, because the biggest problem happens when my hands are like on my keyboard or on a controller, because it can't see my hands very well. And that's why I have these animations that I can toggle, but they're just not super reliable. And I have this cool USB foot switch that I got, and I'm currently not using it for anything. But if I could use that to like toggle certain modes without using my hands, that would be really neat. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to jump from my current version to 2.0 anytime soon. It's going to be an incremental process. Alright. So I added some other stuff in here where I'm now I'm tracking the previous state that the state machine was in. And that way, the individual states can, like, compare what the previous state was and behave slightly differently. If I need to. I don't think I'll need to, but and actually this should be update physics state. And this should also be update physics state. Because it's, you know, it's using the is grounded so that would be a physics-related thing. Let's see. So I think, yeah, the only ones that I have currently set up as actual states are idle and fall. Okay. Non-existent function update state. Let me look at the remote scene. Alright. Player state machine. This is less useful than it is in Unity, because in Unity it would actually show the name here. So, I mean, I can look at the numbers. So it's 4565 4565, yeah. So I think okay, I think I see part of the problem. Alright, let's signature doesn't match. An idle state. Okay. Yeah. So that's a kind of confusing thing. I think if you're overriding a function, you're supposed to put the underscore. So like the base functions in the state machine, or the states, they don't need the underscore because they're not overridden. But the derived ones do, I think. Alright, let's try running it. Okay, so our look at our idle state. If not grounded, emit fall. Is fall. Fall is tied to let's try that. They never print fall. Why is that? If not grounded, state stuff is grounded. Let's say print let's just print is grounded every frame. Okay, maybe it doesn't need that. Signature doesn't match. Oh, because I'm not passing in the delta. Okay. So now we should be able to change between fall and idle. Maybe. We should be in fall now. Okay, now we're working. Okay, so we're gonna put in here, we're gonna say if input dot action just pressed jump just that. So now I need to make a jump state. Player jump state. And it's going to inherit from state. I'll add the player jump state. Let's see. So now at idle, state machine change state. And then jump. Connect. We want to change state. Yo, it's going all right. We're working on our state machine a little bit more. Let's see, did I not actually? What error did we get there? Jump. Oh, I think I need to make this unique. Let's try that. Okay. So in our jump, I do want to say in our enter state, in that way. So now we're in idle right now. We jump and then fall. Actually, I think in this idle here, this needs to be if and not else. Because I think it's triggering them both. Velocity. Why doesn't it like velocity? Yeah, we're about to have ads in a minute, just a heads up. Null instance. Okay, let's this jump here. We'll have an on ready var of type. We'll call it player controller of type player character controller. And it's going to be equal to links. And then so now we know that it has a velocity. I think that was what the problem was. Access to type property or key velocity. we, rather than doing onReady, what if we export it? And then I manually assign it. This seems kind of backwards, but... Okay, cool. Yeah, temp 10th, I got my channel point redeems working again. See, I can floof with channel points and not by manually triggering it in the VTubing app. Pretty sure the dice work too. Let me look at what animations I have. Hi, this is what I'm calling a master study. Like how artists will do master studies where they look at a piece of artwork and try to recreate it. This is me taking a look at Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and trying to remake it in Godot. So it's a little of both. I'm thinking about turning it into an actual game to release. But for now, it's mostly just for learning and practicing, getting better at game development. Oh, thanks. Godot, I mean, hard is relative. I'm a professional game developer who's been working in game dev for like 10 years. It's a 3D game, right? But I've done 2D in the past as well, mostly in Unity. I used to work on VR games. Yeah, I think it's actually been closer to 12 years at this point. But yeah, I started off doing like iOS and web games back in like, I don't know, like 2012. It was my first professional like gig. So yeah, it's been 12 years. Hey, no worries. You'll get there. But yeah, I posted this the other day. It's a really good resource if you're interested in learning Um, I I want to get to the point where I'm making my own tutorials that people can follow along with, but if you have not checked GD Quest out before, I highly recommend taking a look at that. He's got some really good tutorials for Godot. And Godot is great because it is free and open source, and it's very powerful for a free and open source program. Interesting. Cybersecurity is cool. Yeah, the games industry is kind of a mess right now, just because of all these massive corporations. I've only had like a passing interest in it. It's never something that I've wanted to do professionally or anything. Are you a fan of Pirate Software? He has a lot of great info on cybersecurity. Thor is cool. We like Thor over here. That I really like game development because I get to do both technical and creative stuff. Yeah. Thor is great. Very good dude. I was there when he broke the hype train record, and I got the Thor hype train "Did I break it?" emote. I was part of that big hype train. It's funny too, I wasn't like subscribed to him at all. I mostly found out about him from Doig and Swift. Because I don't know, I think I had seen some of his shorts on like TikTok or whatever. But I checked him out, and it just happened to be the day that he was trying to break the hype train record. And somebody gifted me a sub, so I gifted another sub back and just watched it go crazy. It was very fun. But yeah, Red Nullbot, I made this VTuber Owlbear character in Unity and Blender. So I use him for streaming. I'm using an Xbox Kinect to do my tracking, so I can have body and face tracking. It's kind of bugging out at the moment, but I spent a couple months building it. But yeah, thanks for dropping by. It's always good to have new people. So I've been hooking up like different events, so I don't know, I'm getting entered and exited at the same time. Oh, I guess I'm not. Interesting. So I can tie these events to like doors opening or closing. I'm gonna move over to a controller. So I have like a cracked wall, and I can drop a bomb. and have the bomb explode the wall. And I can take damage from spikes. If I take enough damage, I die. But I am currently working on switching my character controller over to using a finite state machine. So I have more control over animations and transitioning between different states and everything like that. So these are my states. And currently the movement is mostly just stuff that comes boilerplate with Godot. If you make a character body 3D, it has this script that it makes for you. I've tweaked it a little bit to add the animations and stuff. So I think I want to make a player input script that basically turns these into vectors and like maybe even signals. I don't think I imported any of the actual like sword slash animations or anything. But I think I'm gonna just focus on the movement states for now. So yeah, I'm gonna make a player input script. So we do want ready and process, I think. We'll have move input, which is a vector 2. We'll have camera input, which will also be a vector 2. And then we'll have some signals, I think. input dot get axis, and it will be move. I'm just gonna copy it from this one. Nope, this one. There we go. And I'm gonna do a similar thing here. Camera input. And this will be camera X. And we can say if input event action or input dot action just pressed, jump dot emit. So now I can hook these up to anything without having to write a bunch of code. So I can say, let's see, add a player input. Oh, I need to actually name it. So now in this script, instead of directly directly reading from the input there, I can just say input dot move input. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of errors. Had a typo. I'm gonna have ads in a couple minutes, and I'm gonna take a quick break when those ads are playing. Just a heads up, you might want to take a break too. Get some water, stretch your legs, do what you need to do. Get some funky behavior with the camera sometimes. I'm not sure what's up with that. Yes, hydrate. Come on. It was there briefly, but I was holding a can of LaCroix, my model. I have a lot of unused parameters. Don't worry about it. So actually I can now I'll say if player input dot move input is dot magnitude is greater than 0.1. Walk states. Actually, I think I want to change this. I don't want to have a separate signal for every single one of these. I think I just want to have one signal that just calls change state. We'll hook this up to change state. All right, ads are starting. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Hope you had a good break. So, currently using a signal to change state. I think a better way to do it would actually be to give the states a reference to their current state machine. Because states and state machines are so tightly coupled. So the way that Godot kind of handles things is like, from a clarity standpoint, they use the phrase signal up and call down. So basically, like, you know, my state machine is a higher level than the individual states, so the state machine can call functions down to the individual states. And using that principle, the states are supposed to send a signal up instead of calling the state machine directly. But for the most part, they're calling the same function, which is just change state. So I don't know if it makes more sense to just directly, like in the enter state and exit state functions, to cache a reference to the state machine, and then on the exit, like, clear that out. But that way, instead of instead of having a change state signal that emits and then having to go in and attach this to the state machine, if I just called state machine.change state, I think that's what I want to do. Yeah. And enter state, it's gonna take and then we'll also say state machine is equal to null. I think those are the only actual states that I set up. But now I don't need this signal. I can just say state machine dot change state. Oh, it's gonna be length, not magnitude. Oh. You have to call length like a function. There we go. Oh, I see. That is kind of annoying. I have to call super on them to call the base class of the function I'm overriding. I got a bunch of errors there. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because I never actually made an idle state class. Or a walk state, I should say. Player states. State. Okay. Actually, I'm going to get rid of these overrides because all they're doing right now is printing the state name. And if I just go into state, I can actually let's see. I can just say print and add an argument of idle, I think. No. I mean, I can just add it in the so now regardless of what the interstate is in base, No. I think I need to access the unique name of this one. Alright, so I'm gonna move these animation player references into the individual states. So in idle, I'm going to put this in, be an idle. In fall, we'll be in jump, and it will be in walk. And then I am silly because I do need the enter state. And then I can say in player play this is not the best one to do that because this one does not have an animation currently. So something with the jump state is broken. Or maybe the fall state. Well, it says it's supposed to transition to land, which right now land is hooked to idle, so we would expect it to go back to idle. We're in idle now, we're in walk. Okay, yeah, stuff's not transitioning back to idle. Why is that? Oh, because walk doesn't do anything. So I think it's getting stuck in the walk state. Oh, because I'm still using this. I just want to change this to state machine dot change state false state. There we go. I hadn't fully changed that over. Okay. So we do want to be able to transition from walk to jump. Yo, welcome back. New username, who dis? I'm 3 followers away from 100 followers. Tell your friends. Yeah, I've been really enjoying streaming. It's a fun, chill way to like spend a couple afternoons a week, and kind of keeps me accountable to keep working on this project. Okay, so walk state. So all my move logic is still in, yeah. Glad I can be a chill place for you to hang out. So all the move logic is still in the player character controller. I'm not quite ready to transition that over, I don't think. Getting close though. custom blend video. From end, only effects switching to new animation track. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about the animation stuff because I think I'm going to eventually set up like an animation blend tree, which will be neat. I've done blend trees in Unity before, but I haven't done them in Godot. Well, that'll let us like smoothly blend between our idle, our walk, and our run. It's been really like overcast and rainy today. It's a very sleepy afternoon. Hmm. I'm gonna add idle long here. And then in this idle state, I'm gonna have a timer. We'll set the timer to be 5 seconds. We'll start with 5 and we'll change it later. And then we'll go in its timeout function. And then we'll make a new function called idle long. And then we'll say AnimPlayer.play idle long. Oh, and actually, let me see. Yeah, it's not set to auto start, which is fine. I only want it to start when the state enters, and I want it to clear when the state exits. So we'll say ready. So we'll rename this to long idle timer. And we'll say timer dot start, and then in now if we stay in our idle state for 5 seconds, we look at our sword. Yeah, that's cool. I do think I need to set it back to the regular idle after um, yeah, let's see. If we go into long idle, all right. Oh, did I think I set the long idle to loop, and I don't want it to loop. So let's see. This one. No, that's just regular idle. This one. Yeah, this one should not loop. So it's not going back into the regular idle here. I'm not sure why. Oh. It's because this should be idle underscore long, not long underscore idle. Now we're back into the regular idle, and we should stay in this for like 15 seconds before it does the long idle again. Cool. And it resets when you go back into it for the first time. It's a little minor thing, but it's neat. Alright, I'm about to have ads, and then after the ads run, I'm gonna wrap up, I think. And after the ads are done, I think we're gonna raid, I think we'll raid Small Ghost Big Thought. They are playing web fishing, and it's almost their birthday, so I think that'll be, can say hi to Ghost and wish them a happy birthday. They use they, she pronouns in that order. They always specify that. They're very cool. a commit message on the stuff that I've been working on. Yeah, I've made good progress on it. The thing I like about the state machine is I have a lot of control about like what states can transition to other states. So, and I can, I can have control over like speeds and animations on a per state basis. And I like if I weren't using the state machine and I wanted to add things like climbing and swimming and ledge hanging and stuff, this player character controller would get really huge really fast and it would be really hard to debug and follow. But the way that this works now, it's a lot easier to trace like what state we should be in, what potential states we can enter, and it just prevents a lot of bugs that could pop up. Working on player state machine. Walk, jump, fall, mostly still need to move movement, code over to states. Cool. Yeah, having my my code in the having my code under GitHub is cool because I can look at let's see. Is there a way to look at my commits? Yeah, so I can look at my individual commits that I've made. I can see what changes, like what files changed. And if I screw something up, I can roll it back. And it's, it's remotely stored, so if something happens to my computer, I don't lose any work. Which is great. And I can work on it on my laptop if I want. Highly recommend having some sort of version control software. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up here. Thanks a ton for hanging out. We'll start a raid for Ghost, and hope you have a good weekend. I should be back on Tuesday. Yeah, I've done too many projects without version control yeah, I know how important it can be. Yeah, let's raid Ghost and tell them happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Yeah, you have a good one too.
Earbuds, so they're